Hello guys, and welcome to yet another video about the Toolkit workflow panel. In this video I'm going to go through the frequency separation tab. I'm not going to go into depth about everything and how to use it. There's not too many practical examples in this type of image, but I want to mention a few features and how it works. If you haven't watched any of the other videos in this series, I suggest you go and do it as well, because it gives you an introduction to what this panel is. So frequency separation is a very hot topic and something that a lot of people mess up because they use it as a quick fix for a lot of things and they are not aware of how texture works. I did a very long and super boring video about frequency separation that you can find on this channel if you want to fall asleep. But I go into very specific details on a lot of things, and that's not related to this panel. But for the nerds that are watching, might be worth watching. So either way, the stuff that the Toolkit does differently than other frequency separation products, I could say, or methods or actions, is that it's more accurate. So everyone knows that, for example, that Gaussian Blur can create some artifacts, and when you do a frequency separation. So then a lot of people started recommending other methods instead. Doesn't really solve the problem. There's also plugins that does better calculations than Gaussian Blur. But it also doesn't solve the problem, because the main problem is actually the high layer. And for this I made a fix, and I'll explain why. So my favorite method, regardless of all of these extra types of blurring, is the good old Gaussian Blur, because then I know that it always matches the softness of my brushes. If I use any type of other blur that has like edge detection and such, like median or surface blur, I don't know how soft I should have my brush if I need to do any corrections, because it's gonna depend on if it's an edge or if it's a surface or however it is. And median in particular is very prone to create artifacts. With the fix that I invented, you get rid of this, but you can still, when you do your retouch, it becomes a problem during the retouch. So let's just do a Gaussian blur here, and I just want to show you how quickly these methods work. So again, a hot topic: what radius should I choose? There's no solution to this. There's no answer, I should say. It really depends, because you almost never want to use it as an overall type of effect where you smooth out midtones, because then you get the plastic doll effect when you zoom out of an image. It might look good if you zoom into 100%, see all the texture, looks fine, because you healed it and you made it perfect. But then you went ahead and used either a filter on the low layer, or you used a soft brush to paint, or you used the mixer brush as in soft mode mixer brush, is the same as using a filter. Like it's just local. So be very careful, because what you're often doing is destroying the middle frequencies. You have to, when I use frequency separation, is mostly to isolate specific problems, and then I mask to the problem area. So for example, moire, or however you pronounce it, frequency separation is very good. If you do product shoots where there's certain texture that you want to get rid of, also very good. Wrinkles in clothes, you can find the range and target that specifically, also good. And I know that some retouchers use it to heal on the high layer, because it's then isolated to a particular range. But anyway, this is a quite big image, so let's just choose 9. So we have our regular frequency separation now with the Gaussian blur. It creates everything for you. It's very clever. I could even do another Gaussian blur inside here. So let's just do it 30. I just want to show you what's possible. So now we have, we're back to the original. The preview of a frequency separation when you do a multiple split is going to have artifacts. But if we merge, so insert and zoom like this now, it breaks up here. I think you can see it. But if we do a merge, and I like to use this one, it's gone. So always be wary that what you're seeing when you're in the frequency separation might not be the actual result, because the preview is not the best. Yes. So anyway, to get back to my fix and why it exists, is that if you create any type of artifacts in your image with filters, and you're mostly gonna, like, it doesn't matter what filter you use, it's gonna be some kind of artifacts. And the thing is, the high layer, this is now a multiple split, so if we look at just this layer, it has from 9 to 30 is in this layer, and this has from 1 to 9, and this is the rest. Yep. The issue is, let's go back to, see if we can undo to. The issue with the frequency separation is that the high layer is created by calculating the difference from the low to the original, and then it's put into linear light on a gray layer. But the problem then is you only have access to half of the range, because if you want to brighten something, it's gonna be from the middle point, which is middle gray, to white, and that's all it can do. It can never go past half, and that's where the fix comes in. And I have this in a different video where I show this specifically. You can find it on this channel. So if you want an accurate frequency separation, you can use other plugins, that's fine. You can combine it with this one actually. And then you just add another layer on top here, which is frequency fix. And now when you merge, and then let's hide this away. This is not something that most people know, but if you do difference mode, then it shows you what the difference is from below. I've hidden the frequency separation. We can throw it away actually. And this is a merge of the frequency separation. And then to really see what's going on here, we could use levels on this and boost it all the way to the left, like literally no pixels. And now in my version, just zoom in, there's only tiny bit of differences, and those are almost nothing. If you did it without the fix, you would see a lot of things here. So yes, there's a luminosity version as well, which makes sure that the color is all on your low layer. Well, actually, it puts the color on a separate layer. Sorry. You can merge it with the low layer if you want, because none of these layers have any color in them. You can merge it to either. But if I merge it down to the low frequency, now the low frequency has all the color information. There's literally no color at all in the high layer. And this could be useful in certain cases. Or if you want it as a separate layer with the color, if you want to address the color, it was like this from the start, then you could use the color layer to do your color healing, and then it would only affect the color or clone. Same as setting it to color and having it outside of a frequency separation, but the benefit here is you have it inside of a frequency separation. So when you're working with the low frequency here, for example, it's only the luminosity. Again, very specific examples. I might do an example thing with clothes at some point. Maybe there's some other wrinkles here could be taken care of quite easily. But I'm not going to put you through that right now. This is more of an introduction to what all this does. There's also presets to a lot of things here. So for example, if you have, let's use a surface blur this time. Surface blur takes a lot of more time for processing. But the same thing here is you would use the fix when you're done. There's also another cool feature here. If you want to keep your, if you want to do healing on the high layer, and you want a way to mask out or put the mask on what you did, or erase, or whatever. There's a button right here that says high layer working copy, and now you can work on this one, so it's a more non-destructive way. Also has some specific uses that are good. And then I would do the fix, and since frequency separation is mostly destructive, I never keep any of the layers. I would just merge it like so, and I would do it early in the process and throw this away because it increases file size. Okay, that is all, I think. You can, if you have any special filters, you could use the custom here, which just pauses at the middle here, and then you can use whatever filter you want. Let's use Gaussian Blur or some other radial blur because it's fun. Zoom. and then I can say finalize. And now I have back to the original, or close. Without the fix, it's not gonna be the original. But if we now look at the high layer, it looks quite crazy. The low layer as well. But it's a way to do very specific advanced separations with your own filters, or if you have plugins. Or if you want to combine several filters. I don't know why you would want to do that, but if you do. And yes, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what type of examples you would like to see. I might need an image to show it on though, so you contact me in our Facebook group that we have for Retouching Toolkit. It's called Retouching Toolkit Community, so you can find it and join. Anyone's free to join, even if you don't own this panel. And you can ask there, and if you have any example images, I could show you maybe how to do more practical examples. Okay, until next time, guys. Thank you for watching.